Hey guys, what's going on? But I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, have seen the E3 conferences and watched most of the trailers and stuff like that. And if you haven't seen all the trailers, we have them, almost all of them. Right after this, I have to update it again. We have almost all of the trailers from all the games that have been shown at E3. So head on over there. It's just easier. I think they're all linked to either OneUp.com or GameTrailers.com. So instead of having to sift through everything, everything is just right there in one little post. You just click on the game that you want to watch the trailer, and everything is just right there. I'll link it. I'll link the post. Sorry, I couldn't think of it. Right below me in the description. So just to make it easier for you guys to check everything out. But this is gonna be my E3 my impressions of E3, the three big conferences. I'll touch on Ubisoft a little bit at the end if I have time and if I remember. I didn't see the EA press conference, but I don't know. I wasn't really looking forward to it anyway. Um, so the first one was Microsoft. That was yesterday. They did some things good and some things really bad. Nothing blew me away at all, like last year. The big games they started with Call of Duty, Black Ops, which was okay. It looks good, but to me now it's getting like the Madden treatment. There's no reason. I mean, now it's just every year there's a Call of Duty, and it's getting stale to me. Some people don't think so, and obviously now that they're still making games, it's just getting a little stale for me. It looked good, but it was nothing that we haven't seen before, in my opinion, of course. Um, they had that. They showed Gears 3, which actually looked really good, but again, it's just still Gears. But it looked very good. Like it's definitely a game I'm gonna check out. Halo looked like Halo. I wasn't able to play the beta, but I heard there was some different stuff. But I'm not a huge Halo fan anyway, so that won't be a game that I'm probably gonna even check out. Not at launch. At the very least, maybe I'll check it out down the road, but not at launch or anything close to launch. Um, then it basically they didn't even touch on the Summer of Arcade stuff, which I was a little surprised at. They went right into Connect basically, for most of the rest of the conference. But I don't know. Last year I think the technology was just like, oh my god. Oh, and they also showed Fable 3, which actually looked really good. If I'm forgetting anything else, I don't think I am, but if I am, I'm sorry. That's just the stuff that stuck out in my head. So we have that. And then they went to Connect, which was Natal, but now it's called Connect, and there was just nothing there that I was surprised at. I mean, they showed Forza 4, but they've showed it with the Connect and not using anything. It's just not for me. I'm not into the whole not having a controller at all thing. Motion controls are alright, but I'm just not into not having anything in my hands. They're just a lot of party games, a lot of stupid stuff that I think if I was to play it, I'd play it once and then never go back to it. It doesn't even look like it has the appeal of like a Wii Sports. Um, there just was not anything there that I was just like, I have to play that game. It just wasn't that at all, which is sad because it's really cool technology. They spent too much time on just non-game stuff, and I don't like that. Um, it was just a lot of the ESPN. The ESPN stuff went on for way too long. I mean, many not to really stereotype anyway. A lot of gamers really aren't that into sports where they have to watch it on TV on their Xbox. It was just like it was just too much, and they just kept going. There was no need to have the guys from Sports Center be there. They're not celebrities or anything else. There was just no need for that. They showed the chatting, the video chatting, that was so staged and just not natural. It just didn't do it for me. I've been doing that on my MacBook for years now, having video chat and stuff. You can even do it on Skype, and then it was just all they showed Metal Gear. That's multi-plat, but that looks really awesome. Um, and then they went to Connect Joyride. There was Connect Star Wars. I'm just going down the list of stuff. Connect Sports, Connectimals. This looks that's not for me. Connect Adventures. There's just so much stuff that I just wasn't into at all. And I would have liked to see some of that stuff go towards Xbox Live Arcade stuff, which they didn't touch on at all until ever. I don't think they never talked about it. I don't know why, But I just feel like that stuff's gonna be really buggy when you say like pause. You know, like it's not gonna when you're watching a movie. It's just I don't think it's gonna work that well. This may actually go into two parts. But aside from that, everything else that had to do with Xbox was good. There's a lot of cool games I'm really looking forward to playing. But I just don't. I'm not sold on Kinect, and everything else is just run of the mill stuff with Microsoft. I mean, Nintendo did that too now when they brought. I'll go right into them now. But their stuff they haven't used in years, so it's fresh again. But Halo's not fresh anymore. Call of Duty's not fresh anymore. Gears isn't fresh anymore. But I I'll still probably check this stuff out, but it wasn't like oh my god. But Nintendo was oh my god. They blew us away for sure. The new Zelda didn't work that well, but I think of it when it's in your own living room, it's gonna work well. So that was one that I was just like, oh my god, like not oh my god there because it was expected, but then when they showed Kirby, I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then they showed Donkey Kong Country, just back to the 2D side scrolling, freaking awesome, Nintendo, awesome. The 3DS, I'm sold already. I want that. I want a 3DS. Showing Kid Icarus with that was awesome. Um, they're just a lot of stuff. GoldenEye was alright, but I don't know if I would play that, but it's still cool. It's thinking outside the box. They touched on NBA Jam. They touched on Wii Party, which back to the social stuff or the casual stuff I wasn't really feeling. Um, the Mario game, the sports mix actually does look pretty fun. I can see myself playing that. They showed more of Metroid, which was cool. The Dragon Quest, I'm interested in for sure now after watching that, and I'm really interested in the Mickey Mouse game, Epic Mickey, or yeah, Epic Mickey. That looks awesome. Um, what was the other one? Golden Sun, I heard is awesome, so I'm gonna check that out. Just a lot of great stuff from them. But the 3DS just looks amazing, and I can't wait to get that. But well, I don't know when they didn't give a release date, so I'm a little iffy on that. I think it's gonna come out probably next holiday season. Maybe some people are saying 2012. I personally think it'll be out in 2011, but we'll see with that. So that was cool. It never that press conference was really unlike Nintendo because it never like got boring and whatever. And then because I'm gonna try and keep this into one part. To Sony, Sony was in the middle. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad to me. They showed the stuff. See, a lot of their stuff, they didn't have anything to unveil. A lot of their stuff was announced already. Killzone 3 was announced. Infamous 2 was announced. And, they showed Gran Turismo. That was announced. Everyone knew. It's been announced for years now. And what was the last game? Oh, Little Big Planet 2. Everything was announced. They didn't have any, like, holy shit moments. I really want them to stop talking about PlayStation 2. Um, we know it's successful. Just we don't have to hear about that anymore. And then they talked about the new God of War game for the PSP, and they talked about the PSP in general, in pretty deep. They thought everyone made out. They made out like they were gonna unveil something new with the PSP. It was just the kid from Role Models. If it wasn't him, it looks like him. I think it's the kid from Role Models. It's cool, but I want to see games. And the games that they showed, those games aren't going to sell PSPs. The PSP is once the 3DS comes out, they're really in trouble. But there was some stuff that looked cool on the PSP. Um, there was where they showed at the conference itself. They showed the God of War game, and they showed something else. Oh, the Kingdom Hearts game looks pretty cool, but again, nothing that's gonna sell real a lot of consoles, a lot of units, I should say, not really a console. They showed a lot of Move stuff, and I'm by far more into Move than I am into Kinect. Um, I like having the buttons. I like the wand movements and stuff like that. They showed Sorcery, which looks good. They showed the Tiger Woods game, which I will definitely buy it once Move comes out, and then they price tag Move. Xbox failed to give a price tag for Kinect. And with the new Xbox looks freaking awesome. Um, but then with the wand is gonna be $50, then the camera or whatever the sensor, it's gonna be another $30. That's up to $80, which isn't bad. And if you want it for $100, you get a game with it, which is good because that works for me. Um, but I like having the controller in my hand. It looked good. Everything played very, very well. I like that everything's going to be worked with it. It's Wii Motion Plus that actually has support and actually works well without the wires and stuff like that. So they were right in the middle. There was too many montages and stuff like that. But Kevin Butler was there, and that was hilarious. They took a lot of cheap shots at Microsoft, which I loved. I love that. I like